Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Yes. Now, today, the topic that we're gonna discuss about is about Studio Series concept art. Yeah, what can Studio Series concept art bring to the table now that now that Hasbro has made the Studio Series concept art core class Bumblebee Movie Rumble or Frenzy, you want to call him that, I don't care. And the leader class, Bumblebee Movie Megatron. And I never thought that they would make those figures, but man, they did. And sometimes I wonder whether the listing for MV6 Sunstreaker is actually real. So um, I hope it's not, because I hope it's the 86 Sunstreaker, please, because Sunstreaker needs a really huge update, because the Earthrise one, while it was fine for what it is, eh, it didn't really look like G1 Sunstreaker. The proportions were a little off. They were a little off in my opinion. But yeah, but we're not talking about Sunstreaker in this topic. Talking about Studio Series concept art, and there's a lot of things that Studio Series concept art can bring to the table. A lot of characters, like a lot, like seriously, a lot. So yeah, I did we expect Bumblebee movie Megatron to get a figure? No, because he wasn't even in the movie. So there's a lot of characters that they could do. They could do like Studio Series versions of those Scout class dudes. Those figures, those Scout class figures. They could do like full size figures of those characters, like the Scout class Dirt Boss, for example, and Hubcat maybe, and maybe Detour slash Dead End, like a live action version of the Stunticon, and yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, and even the games have some concept art stuff. Like the games have characters that they have them appear in the games, but they never appeared in the movies. Like Dark of the Moon Warpath. I mean, that could be like Studio Series Gamer Edition concept art, and I would love to see a Dark of the Moon Warpath. We never got a toy for that particular version of Warpath. He was only in the games, and that's it. So, um, Warpath, yeah, I would love to get a Studio Series version of Dark of the Moon Warpath. I don't know what size class he would be. I believe he would be a leader class, per se. Leader class. I think that would make sense for a big, huge tank or a big, huge body, um, because Warpath is pretty chunky. So he is pretty chunky. So yeah. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot they can do. They can they can do a bunch of things with Studio Series concept art. But what do you think? What do you think Studio Series concept art can bring to the table? Sound off in the comments. Sound off in the chat right now. Yeah, give me your thoughts on Studio Series concept art. Like, what do you think? And do you like the direction that Studio Series is going right now? Because Studio Series is expanding into a line more than just for the movies. It used to be for the movies, but now bringing the games, bringing the 86 subline, and even concept art is also a subline, but it's still continuing those numbers for the live action movies because it's still live action related, but concept art is technically another subline, I guess. But yeah, but but yeah. I mean, I'm hyped for the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Megatron. He looks awesome. I mean, I think he looks awesome. Like the robot mode just looks perfect. It looks, yeah, it looks flawless. Like I don't see any flaws in the robot mode for that figure. And well, the jet mode is a little bit iffy. it's a little bit iffy. But I still appreciate the fact that Studio Series Bumblebee movie Megatron is a triple changer. Like that is amazing. I never would have thought that they would make a live action triple changer like for Shatter, Dropkick, and Drift. They only did like only two separate figures of their the same characters. Um, they never did a full on triple changing Shatter or triple changing Dropkick. I know we have the Metagate version of Shatter coming out, and that looks awesome. Um, and the triple changing transformation is quite impressive. Like it works well, and yeah, I mean, we need transit. Yes, see, we need transit. Hasbro, get right into this. Get right into transit. We need the Decepticon, the only Decepticon that was meant to appear in Rise of the Beast but didn't appear at all. we need we need transit, like a maybe a leader class Studio Series concept art transit. We could get that. Hey, concept art is a thing now, so yeah, so we could get transit. Yeah. um. Hey, what up, Leanne? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. So yeah, a lot of things Studio Series concept art can do. A lot of characters they can put out there, and yeah, just oh boy, um, ah, that's a lot they can do. Here. Look. In the original Transformers toy line, the first movie line, um, there were a lot of interesting, obscure characters in the line, and maybe Studio Series could do, you know, updated versions of those characters. Transit got far enough to be in the deleted scene, so it'd be cool for him to get a figure. Yes, please. I need Transit to get a figure, please. Please. I need. You know what they could do. I'm pretty sure. You know, can we get Studio Series versions of the of the Real Gear robots? I'd love to see these getting Studio Series treatments, like the phone dude. Um, we got the Spy Shot 6 was a camera, and I do have that figure, by the way. Um, then there's a Zoom Out. I think I do have him. I think I have him. Yeah, Zoom Out 25X. Come on, Real Gear robots. I think that was a fun subset of figures. I never got all of them. I didn't get everything. So yeah, but we could get Studio Series versions of the Real Gear robots. I mean, hey, core class versions of the Real Gear robot guys. That would be cool. And then the Protoform Prime, Protoform Starscream. Hey, you can do anything. You can do anything. They can do Wreckage. Wreckage. Studio Series version of Wreckage. Swindle. Hey. A Dreadwing even. I forgot what this Dreadwing looked like. What did he look like? Oh, he looked like that. Yeah, they could do a Studio Series version of this. Dreadwing. Um, and the movie one Dropkick. They could do that. Long Arm. Hey. So much they can do. Salvage even. They can do salvage. Yeah, salvage. Yeah, salvage. They could do a concept art cliff jumper, a landmine, Autobot camshaft, stockade. So many. There's so many they can do. Incinerator. Oh my gosh. Let me see what Incinerator looks like. Oh, oh. This is Incinerator. That is a cool design. That is a neat design here. Look at that. I mean, they could do a studio series of this. I mean, that's yeah. My favorite Transformers G1 toy. Don't have a lot. I think my favorite G1 toy is Warpath. Just he's just so cool. He's just so fun to mess with, and the tank mode looks good. So yeah, but yeah, they could do that. Incinerator. Hey, they can do that. What else they can do? They can do evac. This version of evac. They can do that. Just repaint Blackout into evac. Just repaint him. You know. And then the Thundercracker. Which Thundercracker is this? Yeah, I mean they technically did a concept art ish Thundercracker. The Toys R Us exclusive. The what is it? What is it? What was it? What was it called? The Studio Series Dark of the Moon Thundercracker. They technically did a concept art character, I guess. And then the Nest Boys, the Nest Bumblebee, the Nest Ratchet, the Nest Bone Crusher. I guess those are from concept art. I'm not sure, but now they are officially calling the characters that never appeared in the movies Studio Series concept art. So you do Evac, Incinerator, all of them. They can do all of these. All the characters that never appeared in the movies. Ramjet, yeah, Ramjet. Hey, you get a Ramjet, just repaint Starscream to Ramjet. Repaint Baber Starscream to all the other characters, all the other Seekers. Hey, it's not impossible, not impossible. Then we move on to the Revenge of the Fallen line because in the Revenge of the Fallen line, there's so many, so many, um, so many characters in the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen toy line. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There is it. Yeah. I need. Where's the sequel? Revenge of the Fallen. Revenge of the Fallen toy line. Let's look at the toy line list here. Um, yeah, they could do like Springer, full size figure of Springer. They could do him. They could do that. Who else they can do? They could do Tankor. You know who was Tankor in the Legends class line? That was Tankor. They could just repaint Brawl into Tankor. They could do that, and they could also do uh, they could also do some of the Scout class dudes like Dirt Boss, Knockout, Rollbar, Dead End, Depth Charge, Ransack. All of these characters, Dune Runner, Reverb, Night Beat. They can do Ejector. I mean, no, not really. Ejector was in the movie, so he's not really concept art. Um, they can do Breakdown, Sonar, Wide Load, Dive Bomb, Scattershot, Sky Stalker. All these characters, man. All of these. Breakaway, even. They can do Breakaway. Hey. Well, who else they can do? They can do Swerve. The Swerve was this guy. This was Swerve. Red repaint of Sideswipe. They can do that. And then Blaze Master. They can do a new mold for him. And so many things they can do. A dead end. This dead end, just repaint sideways into dead end. It's very easy. Um, Dirge, Thrust, Gears. So many things. Armor Hide. Hey, Lockdown. They could do the Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown design in the Studio Series form. They could do that. Brawn. They could do Brawn. Hey. um, so many things. Stratosphere, even they can do Stratosphere. I mean, I know Stratosphere was in Rise of the Beast, but how about the Revenge of the Fallen version of Stratosphere? They could do that, like Commander class Stratosphere. Mind Wipe. I would love to see a Studio Series version of this character, like Mind Wipe. I never got this figure. I never got this figure. Uh, you know, I never got him, but you know, Mind Wipe could get a Studio Series figure in the concept art line. You can do that, and yeah, so many things they can literally do. Yeah, it would bring back the nostalgia. Bring back the nostalgia. Like that would be amazing, and it would be very much amazing. And so yeah, very cool. Right, there's a lot, a lot they can do. Um, what else they can do? Yeah, let's check the Dark of the Moon line and see if there's any characters that appeared in the line and never appeared in the movie. Oh, who was in the line? Who appeared in the toy line? but never appeared in the movies. Let me see. Let me check. Let me double check. What could they do? I mean, what could Studio Series concept art bring? They could do. Oh, Flack. They can do Flack. A. They can do this guy. They can do a full size figure of this guy. I mean, they kind of did in the Transformers 2010 line, but they can do a Studio Series Dark of the Moon Flack. You know, hey, they can do that. They can do Powerglide. You know, Powerglide. Yeah, they can do Powerglide. That would be cool. That would be cool to get a Studio Series version of Powerglide. Then we got Autobot Guzzle. Hey, Studio Series Guzzle. That'd be amazing. What else could they do? They can do a Autobot Roller. They can do a Studio Series Roller. Hey, they can do a Studio Series version of this guy, a full size one, core class one maybe. Um, yeah, they can do those characters. Air Raid. Oh, they can do Air Raid. Yeah, they can do Air Raid. They can do this guy. A lot of characters they can do for Skyhammer even. Skyhammer. Yeah, Skyhammer. I loved this figure. I had this figure and I love him. Absolutely love Skyhammer. So they could do that. Yeah, so many characters in these movie lines. You know, yeah, just amazing, amazing. They could do all of these. You know, you know what else they can do? They can do these Human Alliance basic characters. You know, like Backfire, Ice Pick, Sandstorm, Thunderhead, Autobot World, Tailpipe with Pinpointer. We got Dragstrip, Half Track, Crosshairs, and Reverb. They can do those. They can do those. Yeah, yeah, they can do those. They can do these. Yeah, they can do these. Hey, it'll be interesting. It'll be very very interesting. It's interesting that this is Crosshairs. No 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 no. This is wait. Yeah, this is Crosshairs. That dude is Crosshairs. um, I remember I remember holding a figure that is very similar to that mold. I forgot what it's called. Was it Backfire? No, not Backfire. I think it was a half track maybe. Was it half track? Nope, nope, not half track. Thunderhead. Was it Thunderhead? Oh yeah, it was Thunderhead. I did mess with this mold. I think it belonged to one friend of mine. It belonged to one friend of mine. Um, um, I don't know who it was, but I did mess with this mold before. I did try to transform it before, and it was kind of a fun figure. And it didn't have the human, unfortunately. So yeah, but they could do this. They could do all these. Yeah, uh, uh, yeah. Pretty much all the characters they could do from these move lines. So many characters. So many characters. Oh no. Oh, they could do Studio Series concept art, Minicon, Totila, Dualor, Rav, and Tricerodon, like core class versions. You know, hey, they could do those. Hey, what's up, Bot Review 10? How you doing? Imagine if we got a Studio Series Unicron. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. Studio Series Rise of the Beast Unicron. That would be crazy. That would be out. That would absolutely be crazy. But yeah, yeah, Studio Series concept art is very yeah. Oh, they could do Terracon Bloodhound from Rise of the Beast. You know, they could do that. They could do that character. They could do those Predacons that were supposed to be in the Rise of the Beast movie, but they never made them appear. So they have the free will to do those concept art Predacons like Waspinator, Rampage, maybe Beast Force Megatron. I don't know. I don't know if we actually saw Beast Wars Megatron in the concept art stuff. I don't know, but maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, they could do a full size figure of Skull Cruncher. You know, the Skull Cruncher that appeared in the Rise of the Beast line. It was just a toy only character. They could do a Studio Series version of Skull Cruncher. Hey, you can do that. Nothing stopping them. Nothing stopping them from creating a full size figure of Studio Series, a full size figure of Rise of the Beast Skull Cruncher. Um, Pretty much the only interesting Decepticon in the Rise of the Beast toy line. excluding Megatron and Starscream, Skullcruncher was pretty much the only Decepticon in the Rise of the Beast line, only main one. So yeah. Um, what else they could do? They could do like they could do full size figures of those Maximal dudes from the Rise of the Beast main line. The combining thing, like Prime combining with a lion to make it look like a Lio convoy homage thing. Um, they can do that. I mean, they have free will, free will. So yeah. Oh, they could do the Dinobots. They could do the three Age of Extinction Dinobots that never appeared in Age of Extinction, like Slash, Slog, and Snarl. They could do those three in Studio Series form. I love to see that happen. I would love to see that happen. Like, I'd love to see seven Studio Series Age of Extinction Dinobots with Slog, Slash, and Snarl being under the concept art label. Like that would be awesome. That would be so incredibly awesome. And again, they could do roll bar from the Age of Extinction line. They could do a full size figure roll bar. Just make that vehicle and transform into a different type of robot. And they could do those Viacon things from the Age of Extinction line. They could do that. Those Viacons that transformed into the Cemetery Wind vehicles, or the Breakout Battle set and the Power Battlers Viacon. They could do those. Um, and Yeah, they can do so much. They can literally do so much, and yeah, all that. You know, there's so many things they can do, and yeah, so many things. Just like they can do anything. They can literally do anything with concept art. And even when they dive into Fall of Cybertron, and the other games in the Transformers universe, like, hey, what up, Darkness 42 Stop Motion? Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing good. And yeah, I mean, basically the question for today is what can Studio Series concept art bring to the table? Since, Bumblebee Movie Megatron is a thing, and of course, Bumblebee Movie Rumble is a thing, and they could, yeah, they can do anything. They can do anything with concept art. I don't care however they look. They never appeared in the movies. These characters, these obscure characters, they never appeared in the movies, and we can get the Predacons. Yeah, I think I did say that. I did mention that we could get the Rise of the Beast Predacons that were supposed to be in the movie, but they never appeared in the movie. Yeah, they could literally do that. Do those Waspinator Rampage, those guys. Um, Whatever they can do, man. Whatever they can do. I mean, they can literally do anything. They can literally do anything. And yeah, just whoo. I'm just hyped for more Studio Series concept art figures. I saw a concept art Waspinator and a beetle. A beetle? You saw a beetle? There was a beetle? What? There was a beetle? Hello, Marvelous Prime. Hello, hello. There was a beetle. Huh. Interesting. There was a beetle. I didn't see a beetle, but I'm working on a new video about Studio Series Ratchet. Oh, there's a beetle. Let me see. Rise of these concept art. Beetle. Beetle? A beetle. Oh! Oh! there it is. Okay, there you go. His name is Ramhorn. Ah, Ramhorn. Ah. Then there was a Spitter. You can do Spitter. Hey, they can do Spitter. That would be cool. That would be neat. Um, um, and a lot of other concept art stuff, from the movies. They could do so many, so many. And yeah, what else they can do? I don't know what else they can do. Oh, what's this? Oh, Spitter in robot mode. Okay, Spitter in robot mode. Uh, yeah. What else they can do? Concept art. Transformers concept art. Wait. Transformers concept art. Concept art characters. Let's see. Characters. Oh yes, they could do. Yeah. um. Did anybody know that there was a combiner in Transformers Universe, the game? Because I didn't even know. This was Dinobot and Rattrap. Ooh, okay, okay. That's cool. That's dope. Um, yeah. Did anybody notice a combiner from this? Uh, 'Cause I did not know. You know. Yeah, Dispensor. Ooh, Dispensor. Hey. And since Game Edition is a thing, or can they do the Transformers Universe stuff? You know, the Transformers Universe game designs. I'd love to see those designs. You know, I'd love to see those designs happen. Um, yeah. And what was this? Okay. That sure is a thing. And they can do this. They can do that. Wasn't that supposed to be Blitzwing? Oh no, Ranger. That's his name, Ranger. They can do Ranger. Hey, they can do anything, man. They can do anything. And they could give us a Studio Series concept art of Age of Extinction Widowmaker. Widowmaker. Ah, that would be cool. That would be such a cool figure. And then this guy, Corvette. You know, make up. Yeah. And what else? What else? Oh, so many characters they can do. So many. So many. Last night, Primal could be repainted Rice Peace Primal 2. Oh, okay. 04? Studio Series Ratchet 2007? Hmm. Yeah. There's a lot they can do, man. There's so many. So many that they can do. So, yeah. So many. So many they can do it. I'm hyped. I'm super hyped. I'm really hyped. Yeah. I'm very hyped. Super hyped. For what Studio Series concept art is bringing to the table. So, yeah. Studio Series Ratchet 2007. I do have that figure. It's right here. And me personally, I do quite dig it. I Oh, hold up. We could see those concept art Constructicons. I saw a video on YouTube of Constructicon pictures, and I would love for them to be able to mix and match with the Studio Series we already have. Ooh, that would be pretty neat. Yeah, that would be pretty neat. Um, I don't think this figure is a bad figure. He's not that bad. You know, I actually fixed the hips on my copy of the figure. You know, the hips are now snug, they're now tight, and I have fun with this figure. It's a fun figure. So the only issue with mine is the lack of paint, but that's okay. I would,
Hello.
hello, hello. Today we are answering the question: what can Studio Series concept art bring to the table?
Ooh.
Yeah, you know they can do anything. Bring back the Real Gear robots, please. That'd be so cool. You get the Real Gear robots in Studio Series form. That'd be interesting. Like core class versions, please. Core class versions. Like that is what I want right now. More gear robots. More real gear robots.
That could work.
Hmm. And and of course the three Age of Extinction Dinobots never appeared in the movies. So Slog, Slash, Snarl, they can do those. These put them in leader class. I think Miss Flash can be Voyager class since he's tiny. So, uh, and what else they can do? I don't know what else they can do. Those Human Alliance peoples, like those Human Alliance figures that the smaller Human Alliance figures, like Ice Pick, Thunderhead. They could do those. That'd be very interesting. And yeah, so many. Hmm. It's
Nightwatch, Optimus Prime.
yep. They can do. They can just repaint all the existing Studio Series characters to their concept art color schemes. So that'd be cool. Very cool. They get a verse cliff jumper out of the 49 mold. So I think that'll be interesting. You might be able to get those old concept Optimus Primes and other things. Oh, can we get the concept art Rise of these Optimus Primes that turns into a long truck? Like a big truck that looks like Prime bulkheads, like Legacy bulkheads alt mode, but totally different. Can we get that? Please get that. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. Yeah. Woo. And what else they can do? They could do.
You can do just about anything.
Yeah, they can do so many things. Hey, what up, Figment? Hey, yeah, and that would be the Rise to Beast Mass Changer design we saw. Yes, Rise to Beast Mass Changer design. I want that to be a full size concept art studio series figure. Would love that. And can we also get some of the KSI dudes? The KSI dudes. I think there were a few got concept art but never appeared in the movies. Um, can we get an Oreobot also? Oreobot, please. An Oreobot. Oh, we lost Marvelous. He wanted to join shortly, so that's okay. Figment, how you doing, Figment? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Yes, research wreckage. Yeah, I believe I said that earlier. Yeah, imagine if we got research wreckage. That would be so cool. That would be very, very cool. I mean, I love that. I would love that. You know, some of these characters I never got in my collection, but can we get Studio Series versions of those, please? We love that. I would love that. Right? And what else? We need the Age of Extinction Army Builder. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Just deluxe class cars that turn into robots. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they can do it. They can do it. They can pretty much do anything. So yes. Yes. Yeah. Brrr. Still need Age of Extinction B in Studio Series. You mean the 2014 Camaro B? Yeah, still need that one. We still need that one. So yeah, we still need that one. And yeah, again, just so many characters they can do. JJ, do you do stop motion? I used to do it. I used to do stop motion transformations on my channel, but I stopped because I didn't feel like doing it anymore. I don't know, just stop motion just kind of takes away a lot of my time, and Because when I do the reviews, it's quick and easy, and for stop motion, it's just I was a little bit tired from doing the stop motion transformations, but yeah, it's tiring. It's very tiring. So I stopped doing it. So, but yeah. Should I make bilingual reviews like Spanish and English? Hey, anything you can do, man. If you want to do make bilingual reviews, go ahead. Do your own thing. Do your thing. Yeah, do your thing, man. So, you know what I'm hyped for here? I'm pretty hyped for pretty hyped for the Netflix version for Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know, if you have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the original Nickelodeon series, um, then I'm pretty sure you're impressed with the Netflix trailer that recently dropped. And you know, I was just minding my own business. I was just like doing my own thing, and as soon as I turned on YouTube, the trailer just popped out in front of my face, and I'm like, what? Is it a sequel? No, it's not the sequel to the film. No, it is a remake of the original animated series, um, where the designs are so incredibly faithful to the original series. All the bending, the way they bend, the way they do the fire bending, the air bending, is so accurate to the original series, and so many things. Even Appa's design is very faithful. It looks so much better than the film version. The film version just sucked. Um, the film version is just bad. It's just all around bad. You know, it's just, and it's gonna be great because the CGI in 2023. Yes, it's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be a great series. It's gonna be a great remake. The first season will have 8 episodes, so I don't know how they're gonna fit. I don't know how they're gonna fit like 24 episodes in 8 episodes. I don't know how that's gonna work. But hey, we got my boy Briximus Prime. Hello.
Hi. Haven't been on a
Uh,
live stream in a little while.
I've been quite busy, so I understand. So,
How are you?
yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, I'm loving this Nightbird. I'm loving it. I'm loving her. So.
Nice for you to join the Nightbird Club.
And then I have the 86 Ratchet.
Oh, I also have Ratchet. He's right over here.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't see it because my camera's not working again, but I assure you he's right here.
Yep. And I finally finished my Legacy Core Class Seekers with Thundercracker. I don't know why it took me so long to get him, but hey, I never
Well, now it's time to complete the Dinobots.
done that already.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You already got the last one.
Yeah, the Core Class Dinobots already got them. But
Do you have Mirage yet?
sorry?
Do you have Mirage yet, the Studio Series one?
Mara, no, he's out of stock. I'm waiting for a restock.
I saw him yesterday at a. I was at a con thingy, and there was a guy selling him at a booth, but it was like $40.
Wow.
I wasn't gonna pay twice his, like over twice his original price.
Uh,
I'll
40
just
bucks.
wait till I can get him for retail.
Mm. But repaint Stinger into B. I don't think it's gonna work because B has a Camaro alt mode, not a Pagani alt mode. They could reshell the figure, but I'm hoping for a new mold, please. So, but yeah.
So now that they've introduced the concept series with the concept series Megatron and the Rumble and such, does that mean we technically could get Transit under concept series?
I hope so.
Transit is based on concept art, and he did have his scene deleted from the movie, so he still is considered concept art.
Yeah, I mean, we did see him in the deleted scene, so
So I'm just hoping that means they'll have him as concept art.
yeah, we could do that. Do a concept series Skull Cruncher from Rise of the Beast. You know,
There was also a Digibash. I saw a couple Digibashes that people did for as just some ideas they had for concept series figures. One of them I saw was for Bumblebee movie Barricade, where it's him as the old, like 80s style police car. Like that was one that I saw. Then there was some other one of like
a Junkion dude.
no, there was something. Who was it? Oh, the one Decepticon that was cut from Dark of the Moon. What's his face?
Who was that?
I can't remember his name. There was some Decepticon that was cut from Dark of the Moon. He was supposed to be like this big.
Okay.
Well, he only ever showed up in the background. He was that big guy with the two big arms.
Oh, you mean Defcon?
Yeah, he was supposed to have a lot more scenes in the movie, but they were cut. So some people were saying, what if they had him as like a concept leader class, commander class?
Did you know that this is a Megatron?
Yeah, I can definitely see his bucket head.
The Dragon Megatron. They did have Megatron turn into a dragon in the concept art. Where is it? Where was it? Where was it? Dragon Megatron. Dragon Megatron. This one. Can we get this?
That would be cool. Oh yeah, by the way, just a little side note. Speaking of, like dragons and like flying transformers, I'm really excited because I got the email. I got the email saying that the Death Saurus figure will be shipping out soon.
Sadly, I can't get them, unfortunately, because I live in Malaysia. I can't pack anything. So,
Well, Hasbro Pulse wasn't in your country till earlier this year. It wasn't available last year when the Death Saurus campaign was active.
yeah.
But now that it is, you'll be able to directly support any HasLabs that come in the future, if you can afford them.
Sure. Yeah. They are still selling a Victory Saber after an aftermarket. So I could still get as that Victory Saber if I can, if I want to.
How much is he going for?
He's going for 829 Malaysian ringgit 90 cents.
Which translates to roughly how much in US money?
Let me see, to USD, 176 bucks. 176
bucks.
Yeah, 176 bucks.
That's not bad. That's actually a little bit cheaper than what I paid for mine.
Ah, okay.
When I supported the HasLab Star Saber, the full price I paid was like $191.
Oh, yep. My country is selling for cheaper.
So that's actually a fairly cheap option.
Hmm.
Is it shipping within your country or is it outside your country? Because shipping
within my country.
Okay, then shipping shouldn't be too bad then.
Yep. Yeah, and
Death Saurus, he wasn't. He was $201 for me.
201 bucks. Damn.
Because I think the starting price was like $189.99, and then after like the stupid taxes and shipping and stuff, it was like just a little over $200.
Okay. You know how much they're selling HasLab Unicron for? In my country, there's this one online shop called Toy Garden, and they're selling HasLab Unicorn for 10,000 Malaysian ringgit.
Which I got to actually hold HasLab Unicron just yesterday.
10,000 Malaysian ringgit to USD is 2,124 bucks. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was ridiculous.
that's a bit painful. Well,
Yeah, I was at this con thing at a mall the other day, and they had there was a couple booths there, and there was a guy selling a bunch of Transformers stuff, and he had a HasLab Unicron.
mm,
He let me hold it and like move the. It was in its planet mode, so I was able to move its like maw, and nice. I was able to mess around with it a little bit.
that's good. That's good.
Pretty cool looking thing.
Yes, yes.
But very expensive either way.
Oh, okay.
Crazy to think there's only like just a couple thousand of those in existence.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. What do you guys think will be the commander class for 2025?
Well, here's what I'm also wondering. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a second commander class next year because they just introduced the Studio Series commander class now. So I think they're going to be doing 2 commander class figures per year because again, this year we had both Commander Prime and the Ultra Magnus.
Right. Yeah. And Commander Prime came out very early.
And of course, we know that the commander class for Legacy next year is obviously Magmatron, but who do you think the Studio Series one for next year will be?
I really
Or what do you hope it will be?
I have high hopes of Stratosphere. Please. It needs to be Stratosphere. You know, when people ask Hasbro about a Titan class Stratosphere, they say no. But they only ask about Titan class. How about a Commander class Stratosphere? People didn't ask that.
I want him as a commander class because the thing is, I'm pretty sure, like, if they made him Titan class, I think he'd be overpriced, and I don't think Hasbro wants to go over budget with him, or else no one's gonna end up buying him except for like, the people that really, really are willing to pay that much. Especially with Titans being like $200, but like I can see them having the budget to make him as a Titan. But the thing is, I don't need him to be super duper big or super duper detailed. I just want him to be a big, posable giant robot that turns into a plane. He doesn't have to actually be able to put Transformers inside of him or anything.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are thinking that Stratosphere has been canceled from Studio Series. I really don't think so because I did see a listing of a Studio Series Commander class Stratosphere a long time ago.
Which some people thought was going to be Stratosphere from the movie verse video game stuff, but after seeing the movie, we now understand exactly how big Stratosphere actually was.
Yeah, and then when people asked about a Titan class Stratosphere, Hasbro did say potentially, but not in time soon. But they will do him soon. He's just not. Stratosphere is probably one of those characters that will not get a figure first or get a figure immediately because they probably need time to make him, and because he's a big boy. I still want a toy of him because he appeared in the movie. So Hasbro
I was just kind of surprised with.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna make Wheeljack a Voyager, but they made him a deluxe class.
I mean, he wasn't even that big in the.
But when he was in robot mode, it seemed like he was a little taller than Bumblebee. So I just thought, like, oh, maybe he'll be like a Voyager. But now, the more I think about it, I think a deluxe. I need to see him in person, but I think he's just going to be like a little bit of a bigger deluxe. Kind of like the Siege Ironhide kind of deal, because he also wasn't that much bigger when he was with like RC and such.
Hmm. I'm still shocked that RC could fit in Wheeljack.
I mean, she was a motorcycle. If you compare a motorcycle to a Volkswagen bus.
In the Bumblebee movie, she was pretty pretty big in size.
Yeah, but then they downsized her for no reason. They never provided an explanation as to why she downsized. Which
Yeah.
again, they do that in the G1 cartoon, so
Yeah.
it's accurate? Question mark.
I guess after RC found her old mode, like scanned the motorcycle mode, her body transformed and mass shifted.
Yeah, but where did all that mass go? You have to have that mass go somewhere.
Maybe she got really damaged in battle, and then Wheeljack fixed her up, and she's smaller. I don't know. Didn't really explain that, so. So yeah.
I thought it was fascinating how the concept art Megatron is a triple changer.
Yeah, our first Studio Series live action triple changer.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Like they never even did a triple changing dropkick, a triple changing shatter, a triple changing drift.
I mean, technically, we did get the combiners, which had a third mode, but again, that was just for a combiner, not a full-on additional vehicle mode.
Yeah, but the combiner thing, I don't really count them as triple changers. So,
but it is a third mode.
Sure, I guess. Yeah.
Like the point that I'm trying to bring up by bringing those guys up is that there have been Studio Series figures with more than just two modes.
That's true. That is true.
Like, even if it's not like a triple changer, it's still a third transformation they have to engineer into the figure.
Yeah. And yes. Do you have Studio Series Devastator? I do!
Yeah, JJ has like a big video on it.
Yeah. I do have a huge review on him. I did review the EMA design upgrade kit. And
Sadly, the review that I did on mine has been lost to time.
Yeah, you might have to redo that.
I want to redo it, but the problem is it's such a big task to tackle.
I mean, you could review each Constructicon individually, slowly.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's a big project, because that means I would have to do every single one of them individually and then combine again, where when I previously did that on the old channel, that was over the course of a couple months that I did that.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at this boy.
I see you have the upgrade kit on him.
Yes, because as you can see, the enemy screwed up. Yeah.
I am directly below.
Still the funniest joke ever in the movies. I don't care what other people say. It's still the most clever joke I've ever heard. It's the funniest joke in the Transformers world. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a thing.
No, my favorite joke in the Transformers world is from the first movie.
When Bumblebee peed on the dude.
No, it's the guy.
The Makoto hacker guy. You know, the blonde lady goes to him to decrypt the code or whatever, and then the FBI shows up and like tackles him in his house.
Oh.
It's the part when she first comes in, and he's like, Maggie, what the heck are you doing here? And then his grandma starts talking, and he's like, "Shut up, Grandma! Grandma, get your prune juice!" And he starts yelling right after he says, "This is my place of zen and peace." And then he starts like lashing out.
Wow, I totally forgot about that scene.
And then there's also the part where it's that same guy, and they hand him the plate of donuts, and he's like, "I ate the whole plate, the whole plate."
She did it! She's the one you want!
I was just sitting at home
playing video games with my cousin, and then she came in there. I've done nothing bad my entire life. Okay, so I just downloaded a couple songs off the internet. Who has it? Who has it?
Yeah, that scene was pretty
I've
funny.
seen the movie too many times to fully do that line by line.
That's just Anthony Anderson knows how to create great jokes. So.
Yeah, there's a couple good jokes in the Michael Bay Transformers.
Except when Steve, talk about the Alabama twins. Hey. And were there any jokes in Age of Fiction that got me laughing? I don't think there were any jokes, right? I mean, were there? I don't remember any jokes in Age of Fiction.
There were some jokes, but a lot of them fell flat for me. I think it's because they were coming from Mark Wahlberg, and I've never really been. I've never really. I feel like Mark Wahlberg isn't really a very comedic actor. Like, and I think the jokes were supposed to be that he's so serious that they're funny, but they just weren't really funny.
See. Although I do remember the joke from the Cogman scene when Crosshair sees Cogman to be a C-3PO ripoff.
Yeah, but that's last night, obviously.
I thought that was
I'm
hilarious.
trying to think. Age of Extinction.
I don't remember. I really don't remember. I hate cheap knockoffs. Is that a joke? I hate cheap knockoffs.
There was that one. There was that one gag they did where, Rick, what's his name? The bald guy who was in charge of KSI. He calls up his friend, and they're like messing around with the Transformium, and they have it go from Rainbow Dash to like a freaking AK-47.
Oh my god, that was this.
I mean,
I despise the particle transformation. I think I can admit that the My Little Pony cameo was pretty cute, and then it turning into a big gigantic rifle.
an AK-47.
Yeah, that. I thought that was pretty cool. But again, I still, not a big fan of particle transformation. It felt pretty cheating.
I honestly think it was just like a gimmick. It was a cheat just for the visual FX artists, just so it was an easier time for them for the transformation sequences.
Yeah, but at
If you
least
notice, as the movies go on and on and on, they start to show the transformations less and less on camera, and they transform off camera most of the time. Where in the first movie in Revenge of the Fallen, not really as much in Revenge of the Fallen, but still in the first movie in Revenge of the Fallen, they transform on screen kind of most of the time. But again, it's expensive because they have to have 3 separate CGI models. One model for the car that they lace over the car that's in the actual camera footage, and then they have the CGI model that that transforms between robot mode and vehicle mode, and vice versa. And then they have the actual CGI model of the robot mode. Like it's always just a cost cutting measure.
yeah. So I'm glad that Rise
It takes a lot of time, so that's also a cost cutting measure in terms of like labor.
I'm actually glad that the last night really showed a lot of transformations, like how Crosshair was able to transform into his car mode, and Drip transforming into his car mode. I thought that was pretty cool that they showed that.
But if you notice, they only ever transformed like once on camera, where in the first movie it feels like everyone transformed at least like 3 or 4 times, even 5 times, like on camera. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like they were actual like transforming in the Transformers movie, where in the later films it was just like, here's the car, here's the robot, and there they transform like just once, or we just never see them transform. It's because it's off camera. Yellow?
Is that me or you? What is going on? Oh no.
Okay, what happened? So
What
sorry.
happened?
I froze. My Wi-Fi was really very stubborn. So I
Yeah, so
apologize
I
for
just
that. But
came back in just to see if that would restart it.
it's,
So
yeah. And I don't think we saw Onslaught transform on screen, did we?
No, Onslaught never transformed on screen. Which, speaking of Transformers last night, I'm still shocked that we're finally getting a Studio Series Mohawk in the core class.
Yes, our first Decepticon in the last night for Studio Series.
Isn't it our first? Isn't it our first core class figure from the Michael Bay movies? I mean, there was the Bumblebee. Actually, now I think about it, there was the Bumblebee in the Laserbeak, the pink Bumblebee. But like, this is one of the few Michael Bay movie core class figures.
I mean, technically, you can count the RC Sisters as core class, as 3 core class figures.
Nah, I feel if they were all individual core class, they would have been a little bit more bulked up. They would have had more budget put into them because again, they had to separate a deluxe class budget among three small figures. I have a feeling they're going to redo the RC Sisters later on in the core class. Because again, that could be easy repaint material. All you have to do is just swap a head and then you just have to repaint them. The only downside is they probably can't do the combined thing like the deluxe one. You know, the deluxe. I put deluxe in quotation marks.
Deluxe. 3 RC Sisters for a deluxe.
Which I had the idea. What if they did that for Skids and Mudflap as a Dima ice cream truck? What if they just had them as 2 core class figures being sold as a deluxe that you combine together?
That'd be cool, but the scale would be off a bit. So, because in the movie, the ice cream truck was like quite huge. So,
Or maybe they could do that same concept, but instead they're a Voyager. It's a Voyager that splits into 2 like small deluxes.
and I guess that would work a lot better. So, but again, due to the backlash, would they ever make Skids and Mudflap?
Well, apparently there were leaked listings for Skids and Mudflap for next year.
Wait, for real?
And specifically, the listing showed them together as one, not as 2 separate listings.
Okay. Let's see what next year brings to the table. I really hope.
But that being said, they can easily drop it because again, it's Skids and Mudflap.
I mean, I love their designs. They're just goofy-like, and I love seeing something goofy. Transformers can be silly at times. So.
Yeah, but they were silly also in a bad way too.
I guess so. Yeah.
Like they were silly when it was unnecessary, and then they were also silly, like just in general. Like they were never serious at least once in the movie. Like it felt like they always had to have a snarky comment almost every single line they say, and Hasbro or the filmmakers or whoever it was just thought, yeah, kids are gonna like that. Because again, they even planned on them being in Dark of the Moon, but they were cut at the last minute because they had the backlash from the fans. But who knows?
I mean, at the end of the day, they're just gonna be toys, right? They're not really alive. I mean.
I know, but like, I'm just thinking of this in the perspective of like let's say it's like you, or let's say it's a parent who was watching the movie with their kid. Would they really want their kid having a toy of 2 characters making like racist comments?
Yeah, well, of course the kids wouldn't like that.
But I'm sure it's not that big a deal anymore because, I mean, the only people who really want a Skids and Mudflap figures nowadays is like everyone who grew up on the movie from like 10 years ago.
Yep. And of course, Studio Series completionists. So
Which are also people who watched the movie from 10 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I mostly, the only Skids and Mudflap I want is the ice cream truck.
I want both. I want the ice cream truck and their individual robot modes. So.
I don't really care for the individual robot modes, but I would like them as the ice cream truck, just because I find a Transformer as an ice cream truck to be very unique, and also them combining into the one vehicle. And then, like I kind of want it from the engineering aspect of it, but I also want at least a Skids and Mudflap so I can hang them off of my Devastator.
The long haul. Alt mode. Yay. Oh, we're slowly transforming these Constructicons back into their alt modes. Oh boy.
I haven't had my Constructicons separated from Devastator in like 2 years.
What? You never leave them combined?
Well, I've been leaving them combined because they save space, and I haven't really had a moment where I can take them down and transform them into individual robot modes, which I want to do because I like their individual robot modes just as much as the combined form.
That makes sense.
It's just that I have so little space that like I can't display them in robot mode or vehicle mode temporarily. Keeping them in combined form saves me space. That's the same reasoning I have for the Studio Series, or not Studio Series, the Legacy Menasor. I've been leaving them in combined form because they're just easier to store that way when it's just one guy instead of 5 individuals and like a base thing in the trailer.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for the Combiner Wars Devastator. But to be completely honest, I prefer those guys in the combined form over the individual robot modes anyway.
And the individual robot modes for the Combiner Wars Devastator Constructicons, they were a bit flawed.
Because again, the engineering has completely changed from back then till now, which is why everyone keeps saying they should have a Studio Series 86 set of Constructicons. I mean, they did play a big part in the movie enough to justify them getting figures.
Yeah, we need a new G1 Devastator, please.
I mean, like, they're making one who showed up for like 2.5 seconds and then died, where the Constructicons, they never even died in the movie, and they did kind of some big moments in the movie. Like when they combined as Devastator, they like completely destroyed half of Autobot City. Like that's a pretty significant, you know.
Yeah, Combiner Wars. Yeah, you and me both fantastic. I was kind of bored out of Combiner Wars quickly. After the Defensor wave came out, and then I saw reviews of the Bruticus wave, and I'm like, oh, this is disappointing, Bruticus.
I mean, Combiner Wars was fun at the time, but again, I don't really get to say too much because Combiner Wars was one of the toy lines that was out when I dropped out of Transformers.
Yeah.
Because again, when I came back into Transformers, it was like right as Titan's Return was closing up and Power of the Primes just began. Because when I joined in, Power of the Primes just barely released, like literally like right after I got back into Transformers, Power of the Primes was like releasing Wave 2 within like the next like month.
Okay. Do we really need a Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime? I thought the Earthrise one was good enough already. Yeah,
I don't think we do.
Yeah, Earthrise Optimus Prime is already good enough. Although we need a new
If we were going to make a Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, it would just be the Commander, it would just be the Leader Class Earthrise Optimus, just reissued for a 3rd time. Or 4th time, depending on if you count the Netflix repaint.
Yep. Really...
And then, of course, there's been other variations of that Optimus.
Unless they surprise us and give us a new mold. I mean, I love to be surprised. If an 86 Prime is a new mold, that would be crazy. So,
But you know what also supports that argument, though? We don't have a Studio Series 86 Cyclonus, but no one's complaining because the Kingdom one's just fine. So what's the problem?
it's true. Even Blaster, you know.
Plus, Kingdom Cyclonus looks perfect. You stand him next to the Scourge and Galvatron, and you can't even tell the difference. Which, same thing goes for Galvatron. Galvatron was also a Kingdom figure, but he was also... And he got re-released into Transformers Legacy without the, scratches.
Yeah, without the battle damage.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, even Galvatron, that isn't an issue either. Plus, they also did the Galvatron where he's, in the purple... when he's getting reformatted by Unicron even. So like that's obviously an 86 movie thing.
But that's only in the red line.
No. Remember they did it as Galvatron? It was that exclusive pack where it was the
Oh, okay, now I remember.
yeah, that one. And it came with like a bunch of extra accessories for the Unicron.
Wow, I totally forgot about that one.
I only remembered it recently because I saw a brand new eBay listing that someone was selling it for like $200.
Wow, $200 for a leader class? It's crazy.
Well, because they're trying to capitalize on the people who missed out on buying it because it sold out really quickly because everyone who had a HasLab Unicron really wanted it, and then I guess there were some people who didn't have a Unicron who also wanted it.
There's Rampage. Hey.
I've been really tempted to buy the Skipjack figure, the repainted page, because then I would have an excuse to keep one of them as the combined form and one of them in robot mode. But again, requires me to spend more money.
Yeah. But...
Plus, I went and looked back and looked at the prices on a lot of the Constructicons. The only Constructicons that would be like easy for someone to buy right now if they were trying to start making Devastator would be like Scavenger, Mixmaster, Skipjack, and I think that's it. Like everyone else is like really, really expensive on the resale market.
Let's see. You know what?
I really love Overload. I think he was definitely one of my favorites.
I love this boy. I can't believe they managed to make a full-size figure of Overload. Even though we never saw his robot mode, he still looks awesome. So
I really love his robot mode design, and I think that's also because I like the charm of just how big and chunky it is.
Yep.
Like, they had to mistransform him just to get him and Scavenger to fit in their own leader class boxes.
Yep, that is true. That is very true.
Also, by the way, I was going through some of my old YouTube videos, just going through like memory lane. I cannot believe my review of me getting leader class The Fallen was a year ago. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Like it still feels like The Fallen is so new to my collection.
Yep, I feel the same way.
And it's also weird to think that me having a HasLab Star Saber is almost a year old.
Wow.
Because I got Star Saber at the end of November, and we're approaching the end of November.
Anyway, tomorrow, fan stream. So, Reactivate. Yeah?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm assuming, because apparently Reactivate is going to be releasing end of December, early January.
As in the toys?
Toys, yeah. And the video game is still up in the air where it is in production, because when that original trailer dropped back at Game Awards last year, which again, that was also almost a year ago, it's crazy to think because when that trailer dropped, they said it was in quote-unquote early development, which meant it was still... apparently they had a closed beta not too long ago. Apparently they had a closed beta for the game, but it hasn't really been too much news. They've been very quiet about Reactivate since that original announcement trailer.
Can we please hear some more news of Reactivate, please? Come on.
I'm assuming they're trying to wait to release it for the they're trying to hold out on releasing it till next year because then they can say that they released a Transformers game during the Transformers anniversary. You know, like just think about it. We're getting a bunch of cool toys for the 40th anniversary. We could get a cool video game for the 40th anniversary. We'll get a cool animated movie for the 40th anniversary. The only thing that's missing is some kind of brand new show or something of some kind for the 40th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm looking at the comments, and people are saying that they don't need an East Prime. They are perfectly happy with Earthrise Prime. You know what I would love to have? A new version of G1 Megatron.
Yeah, like I like my Siege version of Megatron, and I'm still gonna keep it and hold on to it. But I would love to see them remake a G1 Megatron as close to a gun as possible.
You know, I appreciate the Earthrise version. You know, I appreciate the G1 accuracy for the Earthrise version, the classic head sculpt. But I think we definitely need a new mold for 86 Megatron. And no, it will not be a gun because it's still the gun rules.
But I do have a loophole for that because they did it with another toy in the past, not too long ago. Let me take you back to a time in 2019. They announced the leader class Shockwave, which was literally just the gun turned upside down, and they said it was a submarine.
Nope, it was still a gun.
But no, it's literally just his gun mode. So what if they did the same thing for Megatron?
They transform to a spaceship, and then you turn it upside down, and
it's just his gun mode. Plus, they also did something very similar to. They did something very similar in Titan's Return when they did the leader class version of
Six Shot.
He also had a submarine that was just the gun upside down. Which, speaking of, Commander class Six Shot.
That'd be amazing.
Commander class Six Shot would be amazing.
That could be the 2025 Legacy Commander class one.
I think that's my vote for the next Legacy Commander class, non-Studio Series Commander class.
You know, one of the Commander classes for Studio Series should be Dark Moon Defcon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they'll do that in 2025, I think.
And then, of course, the Gamerverse, Gamer Edition stuff kind of is a big can of worms of all kinds of figures you could do in there.
Sure.
Titan class / Omega class.
Yeah.
Or Commander class Omega Supreme, Trypticon, Metroplex. They could do a. They're obviously going to repaint Starscream into the rest of the Seekers. They could easily do. I'm assuming they're gonna. Well, part of me's wondering if they're gonna really take the leap and repaint Barricade as Breakdown. But the thing is, the Barricade already had such a bad reputation and a bad reviews behind him. So part of me's wondering if they're not gonna release him as Breakdown.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like the mold. I mean, it's definitely a flawed mold, but it's a fun mold.
Yeah, but I think you're in a very small majority.
Yeah.
Because so far, you're the only one who I know who has a more positive side on the figure. Most of the other people I've spoken to about it all have a negative opinion on him.
I mean, here's the thing. As long as I have some interpretation of these Game Edition characters, then I'm happy. You know? I'm happy.
I just really want to see them redo the... I really want to see them do Bruticus as a combiner.
Yes, please. I want to see them do the Dinobots from Paul Cybertron.
You can make all the Dinobots leader class. Swoop could be a Voyager class, just like as you're doing with the 86 stuff. They could easily make the... this is what I want to see them do with the Combaticons. I want to see them make Onslaught a leader class, and then make the rest, and then make all the combining limbs like Voyagers.
Okay. But anyway,
Like
yeah.
Fall of Voyager, Swindle of Voyager.
But here's the thing. When we're getting Studio Series 86 Swoop, right? He's not a Voyager class. He's a Leader class.
Which is nice. I just hope he comes with a couple of extra accessories, because I know he's not going to be that big. Plus, his wingspan might make up for that. His wings might be pretty big, though.
Yeah, his wingspan is pretty big.
But yeah, I'm really waiting for Swoop, because when I was younger, my two favorite Dinobots were Grimlock and Swoop.
Yeah, I love Grimlock. My boy Grimlock, he'll always be my favorite Dinobot, from whichever series he comes in. Hey, what up, Alfonso? Optimus Prime, yes. Thanks for listening. What up, Alfonso? How you doing, man? How you doing, my guy? I hope you're preparing.
Alfonso's doing your mom. Oh, got him. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that, Alfonso. JJ is focused.
Yes, I'm focusing on Scavenger here. So, okay, there we go. Okay, got him.
You know who would be a good figure that I keep suggesting Hasbro should reissue? Kind of similar to how they recently reissued the Age of Extinction Studio Series Grimlock.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should reissue Lockdown. There was a lot of people who never got their chance to get the Studio Series Lockdown.
Which I thought it was a neat figure, definitely an upgrade over the original Deluxe.
Yeah, but like the problem was the distribution on him was very horrible. He like barely showed up at any stores. I only happened to find my Lockdown out of pure luck because I happened to stop at a Walmart that I like rarely never visit, and they just happened to have one left. But other than that, I've never seen him in person.
Mm.
So like I'm really lucky that I was able to find my Lockdown when I did.
I see.
So I can understand that there's a lot of people who did miss out on him that never got the chance to actually pick him up. The only one that was like it's funny how the Shadow Raider figure was easier to find than Lockdown was, where it should have been the other way around.
Mm. I mean, Shadow Raider is a very it's a straight recolor of Lockdown. Well, with a head retool and a new weapon, and not a lot of people care about Shadow Raider, so he's pretty much a shelf warmer. So,
well, I'm saying in terms of like how many Hasbro made, because it felt like Lockdown Hasbro barely made that many of him, where Shadow Raider it felt like Hasbro made a whole bunch of him. Because again, I could barely find Lockdown anywhere, which meant like Lockdown should have been the peg former because of Hasbro making so many, but apparently that was the absolute opposite.
that's true.
Because now same thing goes for Studio Series Brawl. Brawl was like one of those figures who like barely ever showed up at any stores. You had to be lucky to actually find him. Same goes for Ironhide. I had a hard time finding Ironhide, and a lot of people did too. That's why his Studio Series figure resells for so much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it's Ironhide. Like, come on. Like, I was tempted to almost buy that new, 15th anniversary 5-pack just for the Ironhide.
Okay.
But I thought it wasn't worth it just for the Ironhide, which technically I also don't own the Studio Series Jazz, and I would have got that out of it too, but again, I needed money for other things.
I went to a Toys R Us in my country a long time ago when the Studio Series Wave 2 came out. I saw Megatron, Lockdown, and Jazz, and I managed to get the three of them at one shot.
I still think that Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron is one of the best Studio Series figures that we have.
But Galvatron is still pretty good.
Yeah, I just wish he had more paint.
With the amount of silver paint he has, it's still pretty good. You know?
Yeah,
The-
I just feel like he has some too many areas that are unpainted, especially when you look at his model in the movie, he looks all shiny like all over.
That's
So
true.
it's just weird to see just bits and patches of him that are silver and not the whole thing.
You know, when I was comparing Nightbird to the size of Cortez Thundercracker,
Yeah.
she's same length.
Yeah, she's quite small. Like she's actually kind of small.
She's she's tiny. Like
It's weird because I felt like she was a little bit bigger in the movie.
compare her with Nice to be Bumblebee.
I could have sworn she was the same size as Bumblebee.
I don't know. Weird. I'm not complaining. I still love Nightbird. So.
I currently have her on my shelf in I have her on my shelf in I have her in like a flying pose.
Ooh, that's cool. Unfortunately, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
have
I also bought what the heck did they call him? Hang on, I almost got it. The freezer repaint. What did they call him?
Novocaine. I haven't.
Yeah, Novocaine or whatever. I
Yeah.
I did end up buying him and the exosuit Noah.
And which figure do you prefer between the two?
I mean, I like the Noah, and the Novocaine obviously is just the the freezer repaint.
Slight remold to the head.
It's like a very, very small remold. So like literally all they did was just take off one of the spikes on his head and to make it look like he's battle damaged, but like that's really it. And then of course his colors are changed. He has more of like a greenish gray tint to him, where Freezer has the more like rusty
Greenish?
brown.
No. My copy is more yellowish.
Mine has more of like that greenish gray tint. Can kind of like the Dima Godzilla greenish gray. Some Godzillas are in kind of green gray.
Mm.
Yeah, it's in like that kind of shade of like greenish gray.
Mm.
But yeah, I just have both of them perched on Scourge's shoulders.
Yeah. To my surprise, Novocaine, to my surprise, Novocaine has way more solid joints than Freezer.
Yeah, so was mine.
Like I was shocked, and I'm like, usually the ball joints would be loose on the mold, but no, the arms are so solid, they're so snug. I'm surprised.
The Noah, I actually think is fine. Like, yeah, it's kind of dumb that he has the whole like jetpack thing, but I like to think of it as more of an accessory than it is an actual part of the figure.
I mean, you can use it as a gun for Mirage. So.
I've just been pretending I've just been pretending that it's a drone that Wheeljack invented, and basically it transforms into a jetpack for Noah.
Hey, at least it's removable. So
But yeah, that's the biggest plus for me. Like Hasbro knew what they were doing when they made it removable, because then that way you can have a screen accurate Noah without it.
screen accurate 99% because of the face.
Yeah, but I prefer how it looks, because I'd rather have the cool visor thing than have some like weird like human face thing with barely any details. I mean, we saw how the core class Spike Witwicky's face looked, and how it looks kind of like a dead mannequin in there. So like I feel like it looks better on the Noah Diaz that he doesn't have some kind of random face in there, or else it would have looked a little weird if it's just a blank void, or like it looks like there's a mannequin in the suit.
You know what I like to see in the future? A core class version of Laserbeak using this design and transform it into a printer or computer or some rectangular.
Yeah. And I'm assuming they'll do the same thing with Ravage as well. They'll have Ravage core class, and he turns into a little pod.
I'd love to see
What?
that.
No matter what they do for the core class, I am never getting rid of that Revenge of the Fallen deluxe class. I love that Ravage too much.
Hmm. I have the Studio Series Ravage from the Grindor.
You have that one as well, but it's in store. I don't really care. Because again, I have the Revenge of the Fallen deluxe class one.
I want to ask you a question. Have you seen the original Avatar: The Last Airbender before?
The original?
Yeah.
I have watched it probably 7 times over, front to back.
And did you see the Netflix live action version?
Yeah?
And you compare it to the film one from 2010?
It's what the film should have been, at least
Yeah.
in terms of visuals.
They screwed up Katara's hair loopies in the film.
Yep.
Like her hair was just like all straight hair, no hair loopies, and I'm like, seriously, really?
There's only one thing that I'm concerned about with the series. I'm gonna give like the actors and all that stuff a chance. The only thing I am concerned about is some of the story points they're gonna hit on. Because again, this is a Netflix show in live action, so it's obviously going to be really expensive to produce the entire show scene by scene by scene. And to watch the I recently watched the. Have you ever heard of One Piece?
Yeah, I've seen a bit of the Netflix version, but I've never seen the whole thing.
I've watched most of the original. I've watched all of the original anime that the live action is based on, and I've watched the live action remake. And one of the things they did with the show was they basically like, how did I put it? They like abbreviated things, like they condensed it down. So like in the original show, there are some story arcs and some storylines that span over the course of like 10 episodes, where in the live action series, again, they only have 8 episodes to deal with. They condensed it down within to like 1 and like 1.5 episodes.
How many episodes does One Piece have in total, the original anime?
So I'm just worried that they're going to do. What I'm just worried about with Avatar is that they're going to condense it down, and I just hope they don't condense it down too much.
Let me see. Total episodes in the One Piece anime. There's total. Oh my gosh, 1,083.
Yeah. And again, that 1,083 that just released like just a couple weeks ago, and the show's been running since like the 90s.
What?
The show has been running for as long as like The Simpsons has. And The Simpsons is the longest running animated show ever.
1999. Oh my gosh, that's like what? Almost 14 years. Almost like I think about.
Simpsons started in like what 97, 98 or something. Like it was just a couple years just before it.
Wait. Hold on. No, minus 999. 24 years. Oh my gosh, 24 years that this anime has been around. Wow. Okay.
Yep. And I only just started getting into it recently. Well, I say recently, but by that I mean last year. I just started watching One Piece like last year, and I'm only on like episode like 426. JJ is silent. It's my show now.
I had to mute myself. So, because someone else was talking in the background, didn't want to.
Now you're fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, the point is, I've been trying to watch 24 years of One Piece within like a year's time.
It's crazy. You have to binge it like 24 hours a day.
But yeah, I did watch, and I have been taking a lot of breaks in between though. So like, I probably could have been farther along if I actually did watch it day after day after day. But and,
Yeah,
and again, I did watch the live action.
I was just so impressed with the Netflix trailer. Like Momo, Appa, the designs are like it looks so much better in the film. It looks so much better than the film.
Yeah,
And
and everything looks great. I just hope they don't cut out too much of the story. Like, yeah, you can cut out some of the stuff that drags out for a little too long in the original show.
I don't. Yeah, honestly, for live action, I don't think they're gonna redo those funny expressions that the animation did.
No, but I
You
like
know,
just to give an example. I think one of the things that they'll cut out entirely, again, just to save on time or whatever, I think they're gonna cut out the entire arc of the Great Divide. You know that
Hey.
you know that arc where where they're in the big canyon and they have to go from point A to point B with those two tribes.
Oh, I remember. Oh wait, they had the giant owl in the library thing.
Yeah, that was in season 2.
Yeah, that was season
But
two.
yeah,
right?
the Great Divide. I'm pretty sure they're just going to cut that out entirely because,
Hmm.
well, for one, it's one of the least liked Avatar: The Last Airbender episodes, and two, it doesn't really do much for the overarching story.
Yeah. I've heard that
I have the feeling they're going to cut that out entirely just to save on time for the live action series.
I've heard that the first. I saw the first season is only 8 episodes long, so I don't know how they're gonna make 24 episodes of one season fit into an 8 episode long season.
Well, again, this is why I keep bringing up the live action One Piece. They managed to take all of like 90% of season 1 and condense it down into 8 episodes, and each episode is like 50 minutes to an hour.
Hmm.
And they managed to do a pretty good job with it. It's just, again, they did condense a lot of things down and cut some things out like completely. And so I feel like they're just gonna do the same thing with the live action Avatar.
Yeah. My only hope is that they pronounce Aang's name right.
Hi, Aang.
Yeah.
Not hi, Ong.
Aang. Why do they call him Aang? No. No, it's not. Aang.
I'm 90% sure whoever was reading the script and like the actors, everyone just kept saying it wrong and they just rolled with it and they just thought that was right.
Didn't the actors and actresses from the film watch the original series?
So they claimed.
Yeah.
Because if so, it wouldn't have messed up so bad.
But I'm so glad that the outfit for Aang in the Netflix version, it looks so accurate to the animated version, and I hope they make him change to the outfit that he had in the season 3. So that would be cool.
I was actually very impressed with how Sokka looks, because I feel like Sokka has a very simplistic outfit and design in the original show, and yet they managed to basically nail that entirely, even down to the tiniest detail.
Yeah, and Zuko even, you can see his scar so clearly in the film. The scar was barely there.
I just hope that the guy who plays Iroh does a good job, because Iroh is one of the most beloved characters in the entire show. And so it's
Yeah.
like that's the character you really have to nail to get a lot of people on board with it.
That is true. I mean, I've always wondered whether Iroh pretended to be a bad guy all the time and he was actually a good guy. Like pretty much, he was pretty much a good guy.
They did reveal in the show later that he was kind of a good guy the whole time, because in season 3 they mentioned how he protected the dragons instead of hunting down the last two.
Yeah, and he was the leader of the Order of the White Lotus.
But again, that was like years ago. So like they did, so like as the show progressed, they definitely showed you that like Iroh was kind of a good guy this whole time. And again, he also took care of Zuko the whole time, not because he wanted to help Zuko hunt down the Avatar, but because he thought his nephew needs someone to take care of him.
Yeah, and I think Iroh took Zuko under his wing because he lost his son in Seoul, and he wanted to make up for it, so he raised Zuko. So,
Yeah, so like, so again, it's like because there's so much behind the Iroh character, I already know there's a lot of people who want to be sure that the live action interpretation is good. Like, it doesn't have to be like accurate; it just needs to be respectful, in my opinion. You know, like kind of the same thing that I say about the Netflix interpretation of. The Netflix interpretation of Kingdom Megatron from Beast Wars. Like, that voice feels like it's disrespectful toward David Cage. You know what I mean?
yeah. You know what's funny is that in the Kingdom series, at first I thought I was okay with the voice. Like in T-Rex mode, he sounded good. Then when he transformed to robot mode, and I'm like, really?
Like,
And then
it felt like he didn't even try.
yeah,
Like even when he said yes, he didn't even like build it up. He just went, Lord Megatron, yes. Like he didn't do the yes. Like he didn't even drag it out. Like he just went yes.
I mean he did.
Those
When he did the first yes in the Kingdom series, I thought it was fine. I thought it was okay. Like, it is you, isn't it? Yes, Lord Megatron.
Yeah, but why does he sound like that?
Yes.
It sounds like he's going through puberty.
Yeah.
Like where he like where his voice is like changing into a deep one, but it's still like higher pitched.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But but things happen. It is what it is. And then when when they when what was it? Okay, in the Kingdom series, one of the episodes that happened in the show when Primal was versing his own Megatron. Um, Megatron was like, besides, who are you to judge me? You sided with Nemesis. How do you know he's not using you? And I'm like, what voice is that?
Like it sounds like he's like tired, annoyed.
I was like, what is going on with your voice, dude? Why do you sound like that? Why?
Is he whining? Is he sad, mad? Like, again, there was like no emotion behind it.
Hey, Nick.
Nick's plastic shelf. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick. Are you doing okay? Hope you're doing well. Doing good.
I hope Nick's doing well.
Yeah. Hope you're. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, man. And yes, we are doing well. We are doing well. So yeah. Yeah, I'm very hyped for that Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender. Man, they did it justice. They did so much justice. The
Comes out
Kyoshi,
in February.
the Kyoshi Warriors, Suki. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait.
So like, as I was saying before, like obviously when it comes to them condensing things down, just showing the Kyoshi Warriors shows you that they are not going to cut out anything from Kyoshi Island. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
Could
at
they
least,
cut
at least
down?
Kyoshi is important enough to keep in.
Could they cut down that the play thing?
I'm pretty sure that would get cut out. Yeah, like immediately.
I mean, as much as I want it to be kept in the Netflix series to be more hilarious and everything.
They're already spending so much money on just 8 live action episodes, and so they need to condense it down as much as possible.
Yeah.
Also, I found it interesting that they already revealed Ozai's face, like, immediately, because it was a big mystery throughout all of Season 1 that we didn't know what Ozai really looked like.
Yeah.
Like, even though he kept speaking or whatever, but, like, his face was always, like, covered in shadow. It was just barely off of camera, and you can only see his, like, beard or whatever. But, like, in the live-action show, you just see his face, like, immediately. You're just like, all right, well, that kind of kills the mystery behind the character.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really, even though he is the main villain of the entire show, he wasn't really the main villain until like partway through season 2, because he didn't really do anything. It was Zuko who was the main villain in season 1, and then it was like Azula, and then it was like Azula and
The main hope for me,
and then
the main-
Ozai was the
the
main
main-
season 3.
yeah, the main thing I'm anticipating is that they nail Zuko's redemption arc. Please.
Which obviously we won't see more of until the next chapter.
Or in
We do get hints of his redemption in season 1, but like in season 2 is when we actually get the bulk of it.
you know what? I'm not sure they're gonna put everything in 8 episodes like the first book. I think they're gonna split the first book in 2 parts.
That would be nice if they did do that.
Like,
And it would show you that they're taking their time.
yeah, like have the show run for like almost 6 seasons.
I mean, again, bringing in the live-action One Piece, I'm only bringing that up so much because that's the only animation live-action adaptation I've actually seen from Netflix, and it seems... Plus, the same producer for that show is on the Avatar one, so... But anyway, again, they didn't show off all of Season 1 in the live-action One Piece series, so like I can definitely see them doing the same thing for Avatar.
So that means like season 1 and season 2 will be like 16 episodes of the first book. So cutting out like 8 episodes down. So
Probably.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there's also supposed to be Admiral Zhao.
Oh yeah, that's right. And they need to show off the Roku and Sozin moment. Also.
Yeah, you know what I really want to see in live action? I really want to see the live action version of the Blue Spirit, when Zuko's the Blue Spirit.
Oh, I hope they nail the mask down, man.
But like that's the sequence I really want to see, because that was one of my favorite episodes from season 1, was when Zuko saves Aang as the Blue Spirit, because again, Zuko saved him because he didn't want he didn't want his rival capturing him before him.
Mm,
So like I really want to see that interpreted in live action.
yeah. There's also a character in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
I think like a wooden wheelchair. His legs are made of bandages or something, and his father's like wooden fingers.
The only... You don't think that's the freaking inventor guy from later in season 1, do you?
I think so. Or
Because that's
season-
the only wheelchair kid that I know of, and the scientist guy. Him making wooden mechanical fingers would make sense for his character.
Yeah, that's him. That's what I'm talking about.
Because that's very, very late into... That's literally like the last story arc before they go to the North Pole.
That is true.
Also, did we see any of the North Pole in the trailer at all?
I don't know.
Because if we do, then that confirms that they're just going from episode 1 to the very end of season 1.
You know what I like to see
The
is
whole mechanic thing is, again,
Mhm. Another thing I like to see is the flashback scene of Katara's mom.
yeah, I'm sure that'll get looked into a lot. And I'm sure they'll go into the backstory behind how Zuko got his scar, because Iroh told that story in season 1.
Yeah, it's true. I want to see Toph. I want to see Toph. Toph is like
I don't think we're gonna see her. I think we'll get a tease of her, maybe like in an end credit scene or something. But like, we're not gonna see her at all.
I mean, not in the first season.
Well, yeah, not in the first season, but like we're still gonna have to wait a little bit till we see Toph.
Yeah, I mean, Top only came in Earth number 2, so.
But you can anticipate that when and if season 2 does happen, everyone can confirm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Toph time.
Yeah.
Which season 2 would be really hard to condense down because season 2 is filled with a lot of really important stories and story arcs that like to the point where I'm like, they would have to for sure have to do it into 2 separate seasons, or else they'd cut out some things that'd be kind of important.
Yeah. And also, big question here. How are they going to bring in the gigantic lion turtle?
Honestly, that's kind of easy how they're going to do that. I mean, that sequence in the original show doesn't last for very long anyway.
Mm.
The only thing I don't want them doing is I don't want them teasing in or hinting at like any live action Korra stuff.
Oh.
Because I don't want to get into my rant, but I do not like The Legend of Korra. I thought it was a fine show and I liked watching it like once, but like again, I've only ever watched Korra one time all the way through, where Avatar The Last Airbender I've watched like 7-8 times over from start to finish.
I mean, nothing can beat the original. Nothing can beat the original.
So I'm just saying, in the live action one, I just hope that they're not trying to like push for a Korra series eventually.
I mean, I like Legend of Korra. I like seeing Zuko back, Toph, and Katara.
Well, yeah, I like those elements. I just didn't like how they kind of tarnished a couple of things that were established in the first show that then kind of became really useless. Like, just to give an example, the entire show was building up around Aang learning the different elements and taking all this time and learning them so quickly, and then Korra just learns everything in like 5 minutes. You know, it makes those struggles that Aang had in the original show feel completely meaningless.
I mean, honestly, Korra has been learning the elements since she was a kid.
Yes, and so was Aang.
Yeah, but then when Legend of Korra happened, she's already a grown up and she's already good with the elements. So
I know, but like, still, I just hated how Korra kind of made a lot of the things in Last Airbender just feel kind of redundant. Like it just felt kind of useless.
And Korra also made the peace thing that Zuko asked for. Like, I feel like why did the world go into peace again, only to go into war with the Earth Kingdom?
But yeah,
I mean,
there were, and again, to Korra's credit, there were things I liked from the Legends of Korra, but it's just the overall show. I just didn't like it. So, anyway, I just didn't like it.
to each their own, you know.
I mean, there are still people out there who like Korra just as much as Avatar: The Last Airbender, but again, that doesn't mean that I have to like it.
That's true. I mean, we all are entitled to our own opinions, and that's okay. So,
Like, I mean, I can say the same thing about some Transformers shows. Like, there's some shows that I think are kind of mid or I think are okay, but then some people, it's like their entire childhood, or they think they're like absolutely amazing. Like, you know, like for example, me and you love Transformers Prime, but there's some people out there who think it's mid.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And of course, me loving RID 2015, and other people say it's garbage. So, yeah.
If Alfonso ever met the guy who said that Transformers Prime is mid,
I don't know what
would have some words to share. Not mean words, but like just words. Like, I guarantee you, he would do everything in his power to convince that person why Prime is not mid.
Yep. I mean, I love Transformers Prime. I mean, they did a great show. A great show in that. And Beast Hunter season was amazing. Like, the fact that.
Even Frank Welker himself said it was his favorite Transformers thing that he's done voice work for.
Yeah, when he did Megatron, and I'm like, wow. Oh, that's a Megatron voice there. Yeah.
It's like the G1 version, but like updated. Very
Yeah.
menacing.
Very menacing, yes. And Steve Bloom as Starscream, I thought was perfect. Perfect
And
voice.
of course, he's kind of been like our like canon Starscream for the longest time because now he's Starscream in Earthspark. He's been Starscream in. He's going to be Starscream in Transformers Reactivate. He's been in the side projects. RID 2015.
Oh yeah, that's right. He returned in RID 2015. I love that Starscream design for RID 2015. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, because it has that G1. It feels like a mix between Prime, Armada, and G1.
No, I think for me it was a mix between the games and Prime.
Yeah, but like the reason why I bring up Armada is because he has those Armada colors.
Are you sure? Because in RID 2015 his colors was more like red with blue and yellow-ish.
He had a lot more prominent red.
Ah, okay.
Like that's why I bring it because it's very prominently red.
Right.
But yeah.
So, yeah, today, not a lot of people are watching this live today because yesterday is Deepavali in my country, and probably the same boat with other countries. So holiday time for a lot of people. So, and what were we talking about again? I forgot. Oh, we were talking about Starscream. Oh, from Mario 2015, yeah. We were talking
Yeah,
about-
just give me a heads up. I'm gonna have to get off of here soon. I wasn't anticipating to get off soon, but I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember. Was there anything I forgot to talk about?
Because there's always times where I see you go live and I'm like, oh, I wanted to share this opinion on this, but then I completely. But again, I can't talk about it until we do a live stream. So I'm just remembering if there's anything I missed. Oh yeah, that was it. I read the second issue for the new Transformers comics. The comics are pretty dark. Like,
Yeah.
they're not like really, really dark and gritty, but like there's a lot more human deaths in this than any other Transformers bit of media that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them have been from Starscream so far.
Yeah.
Have you seen or heard about the?
I've heard about the first one where Starscream legitimately killed Bumblebee.
Yeah, he killed Bumblebee, but then he also killed a human by crushing him in his hand.
Why did he have to kill him off so early?
I don't know. Part of me feels like they killed him off so early just to really show you, one, the stakes of the show and how like anyone or the series, I mean, the books, just to kind of show you that like anyone can die at this point. Like it's just showing you like the stakes of just how serious this is. But I also feel like they want to tell stories without Bumblebee this time because Bumblebee's already so overused.
Right.
I don't know. I'm actually thinking about. Apparently you can send in like newsletters stuff to them, like you can send in mail or whatever. And part of me wants to send in a thing asking, why did you kill Bumblebee off so early? But part of me's also wondering maybe they'll reissue him into Goldbug just really early on.
Maybe. Who knows? It could happen.
But yeah, and then what did I miss? Oh yeah, and the way how Starscream kills the other two humans. One's a cop. He crushes him under his foot. And then the other one is a human jet pilot that he squishes by clapping his hands together, like where he does like
Oh my goodness.
like he does like a Hulk thunderclap move, and he squishes the other human in between his hands.
That was just brutal. That was just brutal.
I know, like, and Starscream is just laughing about it. He's like, "This is fun."
What the heck?
And they even teased for G.I. Joe being part of this comic book universe because the jet that was flying, that was attacking Starscream, there were 2 jet pilots in it. One of them got killed, and then one of them got away because he ejected his seat in time. The one that got away was revealed to be Duke from G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
So they've already teased that G.I. Joe is part of this universe.
I see. Man. Starscream squishing a human by clapping his hands together? Oh my goodness.
3 humans.
3! Oh my gosh, 3!
Because in the first issue, he crushes the one in his hand. Then inside the second issue, he tops himself by crushing one underfoot and then squishing the other one with his palms. So like Starscream's on a rampage. Oh, and also inside the second issue, they finally showed us a little bit of Megatron, like a little bit more of him. It was only in a flashback sequence, but like he's not mentioned by name, but Optimus is like, oh, we were chased away by our greatest villain, and it just shows a couple panels with Megatron.
Ah, okay.
But anyway,
If I could get these comics, I'm definitely gonna have fun reading them.
yeah, they're made by Skybound.
Skybound, okay.
Yeah, Skybound Entertainment, and then they're published by Image Comics.
Ah, okay. Image comics.
Pretty sure you can find them online, maybe, like a digital version, or you could order them online. I'm sure there's some way you could find them.
I'll find them soon, maybe. But, yeah.
All right, well, I need to get going. Sorry I couldn't be on for longer, but at least I was on for a majority of the time.
Yeah. Glad to have you on, Bixman Friend. Glad to have you on here. So,
Always nice to be on.
right. Okay.
So all are one.
To all are one. I also need to get going, peoples, because I have something going on at 1 p.m. and it's 11 o'clock, so need to eat my lunch soon and need to get ready soon. So, all right. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we had a really long discussion of what Studio Series concept art could bring to the table. Me personally, I'm very hyped for what it could bring, and yeah, I'm hyped for the future of Studio Series. And yeah, I guess that's it for today's stream. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. I'll probably film the review for Legacy Core Class Thundercracker. Who knows? I don't know, but maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But all right. So later, boys. Later, peoples. And as always, peace out to all of one, and transform and roll out. Peace.